Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And today we have a lot of fun stuff to discuss. First of all, I want to kind of guide you guys through exactly what is going on with the Ripple XRP lawsuit right now, but most importantly, what's about to happen in the near future. I will tell you guys every date that you need to worry or watch for, and every decision that still has to be made. I'll tell you guys everything. Having said that, we're also going to be talking about some government stance on Bitcoin, worries about inflation, some NFT talk, and a little fun fact, 29% of crypto investors in the UK check their balance every day. So I guess we don't really have to discuss that anymore. But without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the first subject of today, which is the Ripple v. SEC lawsuit. All right. There are specific dates that the SEC committed to meeting regarding turnover of discovery items, discussed in Ripple's June 4th motion to compel. The motion to compel is basically like described right here. It is Ripple requesting the SEC to turn over Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP documents. The SEC claimed that it mooted 3 of the 4 issues in dispute in that motion to compel and made the following specific representations, which are here, but you'll get everything in just a second. Guys, by the way, if you're hearing some background noise, it is most likely the rain outside. I'm 100% sure it is. It has been raining for so freaking long, and I didn't want to give this update out, so I couldn't really be bothered to wait anymore. However, having said that, make sure you press that like button to kind of weigh out on the dislikes and to help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't done so already and you want to be notified every time I post a video like this, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Office of Investor Education and Advocacy documents. The SEC also acknowledged that it had an obligation to produce not only those public inquiries, but also the answers it gave to those inquiries. The SEC committed to produce these documents by June 18th. I'm not exactly sure if they've already been produced or not, but June 18th, nothing was really posted, at least not by James Fillon here. I don't believe anything came out. We just saw this one, but that's the Dropbox I have open right here. For the rest, the last one was June 15th, I believe, right? Yeah, kind of strange, but not too bad of a deal. Then, July 2nd, the SEC acknowledged that the FinHub electronic mailbox is a relevant repository for emails pertaining to Bitcoin, Ether, and XRP. So again, the SEC basically said they could not respond to Ripple's call for all these documents because they needed more time. And one of those points which they kind of came to the conclusion for is this right here, that there's more relevant info that they need to get, but they need permission for that. They need this, that. It's a lot of searching, and the SEC committed to a rolling production of these materials and would make every effort to complete its production by July 2nd. Is going to pull through, but in a really slow fashion. Also, however, the SEC promised to substantially complete its production of interagency memoranda or formal position papers by June 18th and to provide a rolling privilege log starting on that date and to be completed by July 2nd. So it's going to be coming out, though. It's going to be coming out. Even though June 18th should have been the most important one and we didn't get any update, I'm assuming that from right now on forward, at least the ball is going to get rolling. Then there's a couple decisions which we are still waiting for and a couple of things at the top right here. The decisions we are waiting for are not only this, there's actually a couple more most likely, but this is the ones that everybody's thinking about right now. The motion to intervene. The SEC's motion to strike Ripple's lack of due process and fair notice affirmative defense. The individual defendant's motion to dismiss the SEC's first amended complaint. Ripple's motion to compel turnover of the SEC's internal trading policies. And then it's said in really small fashion here that no oral argument or discovery conference dates have been scheduled on any of these. And what that basically means is there's no hearing planned. If you ever hear, oh, this date, that date is going to be another hearing, they're most likely talking about an SEC meeting, not an official SEC v. Ripple v. SEC, or SEC v. Ripple with a judge hearing. And then 2 parts here at the top are the fact that the case has been extended. This August 31st and October 15th, order granting 217 letter motion for extension of time to complete discovery. The deadline to conduct fact discovery is extended to this time, and the deadline to conduct expert discovery is extended to October 15th. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know for right now. That's all the facts, all summarized, so that is that. Moving on, I had a couple of articles here about the SEC v. Ripple. First of all, here was an article that we covered a couple of days ago. Let me make it clear to you. There's nobody in this world who can tell me that it's going to be certain that a settlement cannot happen until January. Let me quickly make this clear. This article says, Ripple v. SEC, possible settlement not happening this year, can only happen starting January 2022. Let's make clear that any lawyer out there that's done his research knows that it's most likely that because of this extension, things will be just shoved forward and continue towards summary judgment. That's most likely, yes. But that does not mean it cannot happen earlier. There is no reason, I would say, to say here that a partial, at least settlement, before summary judgment commences could not occur. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why that would have changed by now. There's even some people, some lawyers on Twitter as well, which again, you can never really legitimize, that's for sure. But some of those guys over on Twitter as well that said that things have now severely changed, I should say, because of the extension, because the judge now might have actually done this to give those guys more of a reason to come to a conclusion. Because, well, even though the extension was granted, which was SEC's favor, the majority of the SEC's requests to actually do some discovery and do some digging were rejected, leaving a little bit of a equilibrium right there where both parties are just annoyed with all this extra time, potentially. Now, what government don't realize is going to happen with Bitcoin. This specific article I was kind of hesitant to cover because it's not really within the niche. Then again, it kind of is, right? We are often talking about crypto regulation on this channel, and here was Anthony Pompliano talking with Eric Voorhees, which was generally speaking a really interesting discussion. Governments, this is coming from the executive here, from, I can't even pronounce that for a little second, Eric Voorhees. Governments are generally 3 to 6 years behind the industry. They do not realize what is actually going to happen, which is that Bitcoin is going to continue emerging as the better form of money and is ultimately going to all out compete fiat all over the world. Now, he added, they should be very encouraged by a lot of these decentralized applications. Again, talking about these governments. What they will have to accept is that they are not going to be able to control money in the degree that they did before, and that they're not going to be able to have this blanket surveillance network over people's private financial decisions. Pompliano also brought up DeFi and the adoption of Bitcoin by banks and other financial institutions. To this, Voorhees responded, there is no way that any financial institution has any conception of what is coming for them. This DeFi stuff is as powerful to financial tooling as Bitcoin was to money. And yeah, it's been pretty damn crazy. Now, there's also one article which I don't have open right now. I mean, I have it open, but it's somewhere deep in one of my other tabs here because it was meant for a different video. That out of all the hedge funds, the CFOs were questioned, and it was basically said that the majority, overwhelmingly, 98% of them, of the CFOs of these hedge funds, expected their hedge fund to be invested in cryptos within 5 years. It's really crazy if you start to think about how much is going to be expanding. Then, by the way, if you like the rain, let me know in the comments section down below. Is the SEC really confident it has a case against Ripple? This basically comes back to the thing we said before. What exactly is the SEC alleging within this case? I have thought about this for so freaking long, and it comes back to my original question of a settlement too. It's like, what exactly are they trying to prove? Because with Ripple's current request, one of the ones they've done recently, which is basically to get more info from other partners across seas, it's like, if Ripple can prove that the majority of their sales were done outside the US, it can also prove that SEC, for example, by getting those documents regarding Bitcoin and Ether, were never really consistent in their views on XRP, nor Ethereum, nor Bitcoin. If they can prove all of that, it might showcase that this entire Howey test really is so outdated. And then the question becomes, what exactly is the SEC proving if it's proven that the security thing which they're trying to allege doesn't really line up with today's world anymore? It's really an interesting battle, specifically because all this extra discovery that they wanted has not been granted. It's really an interesting battle, and I'm not exactly sure what they're going to kind of twist their own question towards as time moves on. Then Ripple It's time to eliminate pre-funding of destination markets and put that capital to work to grow your business. One fun fact that many people forget is that Ripple is actually building an entire network for XRP in the background. XRP is not just good because of this lawsuit. Don't forget there's an entire network of tons of banks and most likely tons of central banks / CBDC providers out there too. People are forgetting about this, but Ripple is not no small deal, and what they're building for XRP is really quite severe. Don't forget it. Then, worries over inflation hit global equity markets. Pound shares and gold take a big tumble. Yeah, there's been a growing worry over the last couple of days. I covered this in one of the earlier episodes today, but make sure you understand that crypto is still heavily correlated to the traditional markets right now. So if there's ever a question by the Federal Reserve talking about interest rates or talking about bond yields or anything like that, make sure you understand that crypto will most likely react to it in the same exact way. Then Coinbase co-founder claims 90% of the NFTs have little to no value in 3 to 5 years. Just want to give my opinion on this one quickly. Do we have any factual evidence? No. All I can say is I personally think that NFTs are a great concept. But the way that people are selling their tweets right now and selling some really stupid stuff, I mean, I can't really say I like it too much. Can I say it's going to die out in a couple of years from now? Obviously, no, I can't. But I can say that I believe that a lot of these things which have been given value as NFTs should not have that value as, again, some might wonder and say, a tweet is not really owned by anybody. If you have sold your tweet to somebody, you've basically just sold an idea that's the only one. Because you might say, oh, but that's the only good number. Well, theoretically speaking, you could just sell that tweet over and over and over again as a number 1, as a number 2, as a number 3. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. And the question then becomes, what exactly are you selling? You're selling an idea. So it really wouldn't be too crazy if eventually this idea kind of crumbles, as that's just the concept. It's just the concept that people are paying a lot of money, like millions of dollars, for some integrity in a space that is filled with scams and sketchiness. So yeah, from a different perspective also, I think NFTs right now are a hype. People eventually will be really much more diminished. And I'm not talking about art. Art I find different because the number and stuff like that can really match up. But I'm talking about things which are really inconceptual, which are the newer sorts of arts, which are things that are just kind of scarce, yet understandably scarce because nobody's ever sold those things before. Then again, we might be wrong because it's newer technology, but we shall see. All right, the co-founder of Coinbase has now said that he thinks so. Let us see, all right? We'll find out pretty shortly here. Just a couple of years from now, eventually this should be gone. So let us wait and let us see. Guys, if you enjoyed these daily crypto videos, let me know in the comment section down below right freaking now, right? I do my best to provide these videos as soon as possible as I can. So just make sure you subscribe to the channel and press the like button if you enjoyed it. See you guys again in another crypto video later today.